On the news, multiple explosions rock Zamfara community for the third time in 1 week. Tension in Kano as heavily armed security personnel take over Emir Sanusi's palace. And Governor Sanwo-Olu to commission 36 new roads, 6 bridges in Lagos from Monday, December 9. It's a pleasure to have you join News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I am Joy Uchejim. We begin in Zamfara State, northwest Nigeria, where at least 2 explosive devices suspected to have been planted by bandits have been detonated at separate locations in the Dansaudo district of Maru local government area in Zamfara State, causing panic among residents. According to witnesses, one of the explosions occurred on the road between Dansaudo and Malam, while another went off in Malele Road. According to witness reports, the explosions happened simultaneously, marking the 3rd blast in 5 days in the area. A truck carrying grains to the Dansaudo weekly market narrowly avoided a major disaster after igniting one of the devices, though no casualties were reported. This is the 3rd time an explosive device will be planted along Dansaudo Road within a week. On Wednesday, December 4th, at least 12 people were killed after an explosive destroyed a bridge at Tasha Sahabi. The victims were reportedly traveling in an overloaded golf car from Maru to Gusau when the explosion occurred around 8 a.m. Earlier on Sunday, December 1st, a similar device suspected to be planted by bandits exploded with an 18-seater bus, killing the driver, who was the sole occupant. Meanwhile, in Kano State, northwest Nigeria, where tension is mounting as heavily armed security operatives, including armored personnel carriers, have reportedly barricaded the palace of the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, restricting his movement. The Emir was reportedly set to attend a royal ceremony in Bichi local government area, where a new district head was to receive a staff of office, but security forces ordered him to remain indoors. The venue of the Bichi ceremony was also condoned off by security personnel, leaving attendees and organizers stranded. Efforts by Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf's delegation to mediate were also reportedly thwarted as they were denied entry into the palace. The police have yet to provide an official explanation, with State Police Public Relations Officer Abdullahi Haruna declining to comment. Well, let's get more details of the developments in the situation in Kano State. Journalist Abdul Latif Jos joins me on the news. Thank you for joining us, Abdul Latif. Now, what is the current situation at the Emir's Palace, and has the barricade been lifted, or is it still in place?
Thank you very much for having me. The situation is calm because has been reported that there was tension. There wasn't any tension in Kano. Because what really happened was, in the morning, we woke up to discover that the Emir's Palace has been cordoned off and barricaded, only for us to discover that the Emir was not allowed to leave the Emir's Palace. Neither were people that wanted to gain access into the palace were allowed to do so. And be that as it may, as a journalist, we tried to find out what really could be the situation, because what led to that. But we later discovered that as part of the agenda, as part of the program of the Emir today, he was supposed to go to Bichi, which used to be an emirate on its own before the May 29 that the governor dissolved the 5 emirate council that was in Kano, and now left the place as a district. So we learned that the Emir was supposed to be at Bichi this morning to hand over power of authority to the district head that has just been appointed over there, that is Munir Sanusi, so that he can oversee the activities at that place. But from what we gathered, that is not officially, was the fact that incidentally, the matter is in court as we speak, even up till this moment, because the emirship of Kano is been in contention, because we have the 15th emir of Kano, which is Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, who was deposed by the present administration, that is Governor Yusuf Abba Kabiru Yusuf, and the 16th emir, who happens to be Malam Muhammad Sanusi II. So, and the case is, as I speak with you now, there is a case at the State Court of State High Court. There is a case at the Federal High Court, and there is a case at the Court of Appeal with respect to this emirship. So I think it has to do with that aspect of it, that the court has told them all along to maintain status quo. So I think with that was what happened this morning, that the police had to barricade the area. But at the same time, the police have not said anything as we speak right now. Okay, the police have not spoken to tell us what the situation is. All but there is calm in the city as everybody is going about their normal duties.
All right. So have there been reports of protests or reactions from the public or traditional rulers or leaders regarding the incident?
No. You see, Kano is a civilized environment. And as I speak with you right now, everybody is going about their normal businesses. Because even this afternoon, because, today is a Friday, whereby we have the Jumat service. People went around for their Jumat service, came back, and people went back to their houses or to their offices, and it's a normal situation. Because, you see, since the issue started, I'm talking about the issue of the emirship. That was around May, when the governor dissolved the 5 emirate that was initially in existence and collapsed it into one to make Kano Emirate. Since that time, there has been division, because the division, as I speak with you now, is in the line of political division, because some are looking at it from the perspective that Malam Muhammad Sanusi II was appointed by the present Kano State government, who happens to be NNPP party, while Aminu Ado Bayero happens to be appointed by a government of APC. That was the previous administration of Abdullahi Umar Ganduje. So there has been a lot of political connotation to the issue of the emirship. So that is what.
Okay, it seems like we lost Abdul Lateef just there, but thank you for giving us updates on the current situation in Kano State. Now, in security matters, troops of the multinational Joint Task Force in Sector 4, Difa Republic of Niger, have intercepted 174 Nigerian men attempting to cross into border communities in Niger. The men stopped in Guskeru, a border town linking Yobe State in Nigeria to Niger, claimed they were heading to the Lake Chad region for fishing. Security concerns, however, emerged due to the area's reputation as a haven for terrorist groups, including the Lakurawa group, known for attacks on border communities. According to Task Force spokesperson Lieutenant Colonel Olaniyi Osoba, the men are undergoing detailed profiling and interrogation to ascertain their intentions and prevent potential security threats. And in other stories, prominent lawyer and human rights activist Deji Adeyonju has accused Nigeria's opposition party of failing to address critical national issues under the current government, describing their inaction as a threat to the country's democracy. Speaking at a press briefing, Adeyonju criticized the opposition for neglecting pressing concerns such as insecurity, economic instability, and governance lapses, urging them to reorganize and refocus on defending the people's interests to strengthen democratic values. Adeyonju also condemned the recent arrest of fellow lawyer and activist Dele Farotimi, labeling it an abuse of power and a violation of democratic principles. He called on security agencies to prioritize efforts on protecting citizens and addressing national security concerns rather than targeting dissenting voices.
The idea of abducting Dele Farotimi from Lagos and taking him to the turf of Baba Arep Afe Babalola in Ekiti in itself is suspicious. Why was Dele Farotimi not arraigned in Lagos, where he resides and does business? Why was the raid on his office? Why was it so violent? Why were lawyers threatened by the police that they will be shot? The police officers who are going all over the place, who are being mobilized from state to state to arrest people, are needed in Zamfara. There's a new terrorist group called Lakurawa or something like that. That the Inspector General of Police himself should commit, even without the president giving the executive order that the Inspector General of Police should issue a clear directive to all officers that taxpayers' money should be saved and that they should focus on fighting crime, that civil issues are not crime per se, and that they should focus simplicity on issues around crime and crime prevention. That in doing so, the Nigerian police and other security agencies like the DSS will have the trust and respect of all Nigerians at home and abroad, and that this will improve the human rights rating of the country.
In Lagos, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu will inaugurate multiple completed road infrastructure projects across the state's 5 divisions starting Monday, December 9th. The projects include 36 roads, 5 bridges, and a pedestrian bridge aimed at enhancing traffic management and boosting the state's economy. This was announced at a media briefing by Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Gbenga Omotosho, and the Special Advisor on Infrastructure, Olufemi Daramola, held at Alausa, Ikeja. Highlighting the significance of these projects, Daramola stated that the projects align with the traffic management and transportation pillar of the Themes Plus agenda, underscoring Governor Sanwo-Olu's commitment to providing sustainable infrastructure despite global economic challenges. The completed projects span areas such as Tukpemu Agege, Alimosho, Amuwo-Dolphin, Badagry, and Etiosa, among others.
This administration has audaciously embarked upon the provision of sustainable road infrastructure in the state. It is important to mention that despite the global economic challenges and spiraling inflation, which led to a major increase in the cost hitherto earmarked for the projects, almost to a point of abandonment, the administration of Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, prioritized the delivery of these projects. The administration has completed and is going to commission 36 roads, 5 bridges, and a pedestrian bridge to Lagosians in due course.
At all these projects, they cover all areas of Lagos, all the senatorial districts. I assure you there is no project, no senatorial district that cannot point to as many projects as possible that are not just ordinary projects. And some of these projects, they are really iconic projects that touch on the lives of our people. Look at that Abiola Onijemo Bridge, for example. It's a bridge that connects 3 communities. 3 communities that have been torn apart, not because they want to be torn apart, but because there is no link bridge. We all recollect the video of people trying to cross that bridge, paying money because the bridge is made of planks. But today you get there, you see a modern bridge, well lit, expansive, very smooth, and people who live in that area, they tell us nowadays that a journey that took 1 hour 30 minutes, that now is just about 2-3 minutes for them to cross over.
And still in Lagos, Governor Sanwo-Olu has assured that the Made in Lagos Shopping Festival will create significant employment opportunities and stimulate commercial activities throughout the state. Speaking during the unveiling of the festival symbol, Sanwo-Olu added that the event will enhance commerce by supporting local businesses, attracting global brands, and generating both direct and indirect jobs through vendor participation, logistics, events, and entertainment management. The festival is being organized by the Lagos State Government through the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Arts in collaboration with Toleram Africa Group, Guinness Nigeria PLC, and other sponsors.
We need to continue to make sure that we use entertainment and that as that veritable tool to continue to promote trade, because that seems to be another major industry that people can begin to feel an impact. And by the time we're done with that, some of the success stories that we got was that in less than 3 days, I was able to do what ordinarily maybe 2-3 months sales. So that is the kind of Lagos that we're in. And thank you for giving us that.
For so many people, COVID was literally the end of the world, but for us in Lagos, it was the beginning of new perspectives. And we see that through some of the things that the SA has just talked about, and how Lagosians have continued to thrive and found ways, ingenious ways absolutely, for us to continue to make Lagos, our Lagos, and championing some of the biggest causes that have put us continuously on the global map. Lagos Shopping Festival happens to be one of those. One Saturday in 2020, Mr. Governor, if you remember, we were on a group call with you, and you had advised us, I think we were going to have it for a whole week. And you had said to us, why not have it for 3 days and make it a grand event where we have so many young people come together, have fun, shop, and do the things that we do as Lagosians. I am Lagosian, and I always enjoy myself in December every time in Lagos. And that's what the Lagos Shopping Festival means to us.
So on this note, it's really to assure you that Lagos will put everything we have in terms of resource, in terms of logistics, just to make it safe, make it secure, to make it an experience that is worth. And at the end of the day, we believe businesses will have been curated, relationships will have been birthed, commerce will have happened, entertainment will have been very well christened, and we'll see a win-win situation for everyone.
We'll take a break here. Coming up on News Now, OPEC extends Nigeria's 1.5 million barrels per day quota to 2026. Stay with us for details.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
Wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the GoTo app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other Paper Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so... Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no, you don't need to do this. We're only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came up with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Here's a recap of our top stories. At least 2 explosive devices suspected to have been planted by bandits have been detonated at separate locations in the Densaudu district of Mara local government area, Zamfara State, sparking fear among residents. One blast occurred on the road between Densaudu and Mala, while another went off on Malele Road, with no casualties reported. This marks the 3rd explosion in 5 days in the area in 1 week. We also informed you that tension is high in Kano as a heavily armed security operatives, including armored personnel carriers, allegedly barricaded the palace of the Emir of Kano, Muhammadu Sanusi II, preventing him from attending a royal ceremony in Bichi local government area. The ceremony was meant for the presentation of a staff of office to a new district head. Efforts by Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf's delegation to mediate were reportedly blocked, while the ceremony venue was also condoned of, leaving attendees stranded. So far, the police have not provided an explanation, with the State Police Public Relations Officer declining to comment. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV and ABO TV, or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria. or download our mobile app on Google Play Store, Huawei App Gallery and Apple Store. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. It's time for business news. Victoria Konde is on standby. What's the latest, Victoria?
Thank you very much, Joy. Welcome to Business News. Now, as part of measures to enhance market stability, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, has extended Nigeria's oil production quota of 1.5 million barrels of crude per day to 2026. The organization said the decision to extend Nigeria's quota was made at its 38th OPEC and non-OPEC ministerial meeting. On his part, the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Eneke Lopobiri, has disclosed that the plan to produce 2.06 million barrels of crude oil per day in 2025 remains on course, despite the 1.5 million barrels per day oil production quota set by OPEC. Right now, we'll go on a short break and be back with stock market updates. Stay with us. Welcome back. As we wrap up the final trading day of the week, the Nigerian equities market has made a modest recovery, bouncing back from yesterday's losses with a slight gain of 0.1%. The market capitalization now stands at an impressive 59.6 trillion naira. In total, 125 NGS-listed equities participated in trading, ending with 27 gainers and 21 losers. Golden Guinea Breweries led the gainers with a 9.98% share price increase, closing at 5 naira 40 kobo per share, and it was followed closely by J. Paul Gold Ventures, which ended at 2 naira 35 kobo per share. At the end of the last weekday of trading on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, over 1 billion shares were traded across 7,220 deals, with a market value exceeding 17 billion naira. And when this is compared to the previous NGX trading day, which is Thursday, the 5th of December, today's data shows a 44% improvement in volume, a 36% improvement in turnover, but a 15% decline in the number of deals. This is quite impressive. Now, switching over to the global front, reverse is the case as all our selected foreign equities, that is the US Dow Jones, the Japan's Nikkei, and the UK's FTSE, all ended in bearish territory. Going straight to the foreign exchange market, the Naira appreciated against major currencies. On the black market, the US dollar traded at 1,600 naira, which reflects a gain of 115 naira. Meanwhile, the British pound traded at 2,000 naira and the euro at 1,800 naira. That's it on both business and stock market updates. Back to you, Joy, for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Victoria. Now, on the foreign scene, the Democratic Republic of Congo says it's on maximum alert over a mystery disease that has killed dozens of people in just over a month. The illness causes flu-like symptoms and has been described by Congolese authorities as an unknown public health event. First detected in late October, cases have so far been limited to the Panzi region. Health authorities revealed that another 44 deaths have been reported in the community, but other possible causes could not be involved in these. Meanwhile, in Australia, mask-wearing arsonists have set a synagogue ablaze in a pre-dawn attack on Friday in the city of Melbourne. The fire broke out at 4:10 a.m. in the Adas Israel Synagogue when some congregants were already inside, police said, gutting much of the building in the southeast Melbourne. A witness entering the synagogue for morning prayers saw two individuals wearing masks, according to Detective Inspector Chris Murray of the Victorian Police Arson and Explosive Squad. No serious injuries were reported. And up next is the entertainment report on News Now. Nigerian superstar Davido is set for a strong end to 2024 by releasing a new party-starting single. On Funds, Davido fuses Afrobeat and highlife elements to craft a song where he promises a love that comes with a good time. Combining the English and Pidgin, Davido boasts of his funds on the song that samples South African music legend Brenda Fassie's classic record Vulin Lela. Odumodu Black delivers his trademark flow, while Chike's melodies and use of Igbo adds a more high-life feel to the song that is set to soundtrack the 2024 Dirty December festivities. Popular Nigerian skit maker and content creator Taoma and her husband Abula have announced the birth of their first child, a baby girl. The exciting news was announced on December 5th, 2024 on Instagram via a collaborative post between the couple, which shared a glimpse of the newborn baby girl. The post revealed that the baby girl was named Amani Korede Makende Green, was born on November 7th, 2024. Nigerians raced to the comment section to wish the pair well, flooding the section with congratulatory messages, prayers, and swooning over the adorable baby. And that's your entertainment report on News Now. Joy Uchejim, TV360, Lagos. And finally, on sports, the African Development Bank has signed a deal to lend 350 million euros to Morocco and is considering loaning the country another 650 million euros to finance the infrastructure for the 2030 World Cup. The loan agreement was signed during the AFDB's Africa Investment Forum in Rabat. The agreed loan is expected to help Morocco boost economic governance, strengthen water supplies, and set up an industrial zone in the Nado West zone for the AFDB. And still on sports, the NBA is set to return to China for the first time in 6 years with 2 preseason games in Macau next October between Brooklyn Nets and Phoenix Suns. The league has not hosted games in China since 2019, following a tweet by the then-hosting Rockets GM Daryl Morey expressing support for Hong Kong's pro-democracy movement. Basketball is hugely popular in China, but the controversy led to the NBA losing hundreds of millions of dollars as the league was pulled from Chinese television until 2022. And that wraps up our bulletin on News Now. Many thanks for watching. I am Joy Uchejin. See you next time.